Hello and welcome back to my RC channel. I'm Andy RC and today I'm going to be showing you my new charger. This is the ISDT D2 and let me explain why this is now my main charger. You see, I really like the ISDT products. I have been using this guy. This is the SC608 150 watt charger, but I've only been using the ISDT chargers out in the field, and that is because until now they've all needed a separate power supply. So you either get a hacked laptop power supply and make connectors for it, or you take a huge multi-star 10,000 milliamp battery and you use it in the field, and that's what I have been using it for. So the reason this is my new charger is that it has a built-in power supply, and that's really important for me because I do most of my charging at home. And I absolutely hate clutter. I hate having to have a separate power supply that plugs into here, that's got its own lead, and then we have got the charger, and then if you are using a balance board as well, we've got stuff everywhere. And what I like about this is it's just going to plug straight into the wall, and we have got two outputs here. Now, previously I have been using these chargers at home. They're very cheap. I think they're about £40, and they have a built-in AC power supply as well, and it takes both US and EU voltages. The problem with this though is that from the AC power it only allows for 3.2 amp output. So if you want a higher amp output, then you have to plug it in to a DC source. So what I do at home is I have two of these. So they're £40, these ones, and two of them makes £80. Now this one, on face value, it does look a bit expensive. I think it's about £100, but then you have to think that this one has got two outputs, so essentially two of these, but then each one of these outputs a maximum of 10 amps. So I can then take my parallel board here, and then I can charge off each one of these up to 7 1300 milliamp batteries at the same time. It's like 7.6 batteries, but obviously you'd only do 7 there. One good thing about this as well is that if I'm doing reviews or something like that, I can charge a 4S off this port and a 5S off this port. It splits down the middle. We've got two screens here, so exactly the same options as this guy, except I've got two chargers. Now, what I would love to see from ISDT, and I'm not quite sure why they haven't done it yet, is how about one of these chargers here with a built-in parallel board. Now, ISDT, if you're listening, all I'm asking for is 50% of the profit, and I'm allowing you to use my idea. But seriously though, I think for us hobbyists, this would be fantastic, because even though this is going to be great, and if I just want to charge two batteries like this, then it's perfect, but I often use a parallel board here, and I'm going to have more wires and things, and I've also had to make up a little lead as well. I'd love them to provide more connectivity, so like a JST connector at least, because yeah, this is going for a very specific market, which is the XT60 and the mini quad sort of stuff. But quite often I have two of these, like I say. One has a JST on here and I'm charging JST batteries, and then the other one has got XT60. Of course I can make up a lead and have JST off this. So that is why this is my new charger. I don't like clutter, and it's just going to be one cable into the wall. Got two fans on the back there to keep everything cool. It's actually a smaller device than my current charger, and it's basically two of these in one, but it outputs more amps, so I can charge like I say, it's going to be 7 batteries at 1C in there. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for this charger. So I'll show you the interface very quickly, but as I say, it's just 2 of these split down the middle here. We actually have got the option of a USB out as well, so 5 volt at 2 amp, and you can plug it into the computer there as well, but I don't have that. And yeah, so 200 watt here actually says 12 amp on there, so let's plug a battery in and let's just see what it can do. So this is a Turnigy Graphene 4S. I don't think it's going to let me put it in the wrong way here, so that just slides in there like so. So you can see there it's saying that it's 14 volt for this one, so let's just press in on this scroller here, and then it's going to tell me which channel to select. So I want channel 1 there, and then if I go into here, you can see I can charge it just the same as the other ISDT chargers. Discharge, storage, and then the battery type. You can also do high volt, LiPo, Li-on, Li-Fi, NiCad, etc. So I want LiPo 4S. Then let's just see what the current goes up to here. So if I scroll all the way down here, so that's actually 12 amp. So there you go, 2 times 12 amp. So actually you could do 8 batteries, couldn't you? Actually I think that's 9. Yeah, if that does 12 amp, it's like 9.2 1300 milliamp batteries. I don't think I got room to do 9 on there. I usually do 4, so it's gonna be fine for that. So 1300 milliamps, so I want just 1.3 amp to charge at 1C. So let's find that, 1.3 amp, start task. And there we go, it's just all the usual information. So we have got the amps that it's charging at there, and that's pretty cool. So now if I want to charge a 5S up on this other one, I can plug that in there and then plug this in here. So it takes up to a 6S. I don't think many of us are using more than a 6S. Then you can see there that that now plugs in. I can select channel 2 there, and then I can go into here, and then, oh, it's already recognized that. Look, 5S, it's recognized the input. That's pretty brilliant, isn't it? So it's the 1300 milliamps, so 1.3 amp again. And I can start charging 2 at the same time. So that starts going there. So if I want to stop them, then I can stop that one. And then, so I want to go back actually. So can I just, no, it's going to say start task. So if I go back there, that's it. So how do I select that one now? There you go. As I stop that one charging as well. So fairly straightforward. You know, charger videos aren't usually very popular on my channel, but they're very important chargers. It's everything that we do really. If we don't have our batteries to charge, then, you know, we don't have any models. So I'm going to plug in this balance charger now. It's got a fuse in there. A couple of these have broken, a couple of the pins though, so let's have a look here. So if I wanted to parallel charge, I just plug this one in there like that, and then that in there like so. You have to make sure that the cell voltages are pretty similar. I'm not sure if these are, but this is just to show you here. So, and then that one in there, I have to make sure it's not one of the broken ones. I need to get a better parallel board. Build them into the system, please. Right, so we've got 1300 milliamp and 1300 milliamp, so that is 2.6 amp that I want to charge at. So if we go into here, select the channel there, and then go into here, and then now I want to charge at 2.6 amp, and then charge. Oh, sorry, start the task, that's it. And there we go, it's parallel charging. So yeah, pretty straightforward. This is going to be my new charger until something comes out with a parallel board built into it. If that already exists, by the way, let me know in the comments, because yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that already exists. But I think ISDT, it'd be great if you could do that. They probably are avoiding it, because if you don't know what you are doing, then you could end up with a fire with these parallel boards, so maybe that's why they're avoiding it. But I tell you what, I would definitely buy one with a board built into it. The less wires, the better. My life is just full of wires everywhere, and I know it's the same for everyone else. Phone chargers, just charge wires. I hate it. So yeah, the less wires, the better. But anyways, I'll put a link in the description if you wish to get one of these. As always, thanks so much for watching. Please continue to subscribe. Cheers.